All right, good morning, guys. What's up, everyone? What's up, Lubislav? What's up, Jake? Hope you guys are having a good day. It's getting close to 9:30, so I'm gonna mark up the charts really quick. Though yesterday's short attempt pushed maybe just over halfway for us, and then did fail. It did end up going higher. I will break that down really quick. We did end up getting a slight push, um, but we didn't want to break lower than that swing point. I still think it's an A plus setup. We did have a market structure shift in here. If you do zoom in, you can see price did break this high and make this a protected low on the 1 minute structure. So with that being said, it was basically everything we needed in a setup. It just continued higher for the day. So that was it for the Euro trade. The ES trade too, it did fail as well. I'll show you it. We still don't have like that little $250 in the account, so we're just kind of playing around with paper trades with this, but it took forever. It's probably easier to see on the 15-minute. That price basically just kind of pulled back against us, and it had I think a lot to do with that steep drop off. We pretty much caught the tail end of a Judas swing, so it's all fine and good there. We're just taking paper trades. Now, to the charts for today, let me just clear them, and then also so you guys can get an update on the actual account, we are currently sitting $615 in profit on our 150K Top 1 Futures instant funded account. So I don't know why on my stream in the top left corner I don't see the thing where it tells me how many people are watching. That's weird. Oh well, but as long as you guys can see and we're good, we're here. I can't really see how many people are watching, but I don't know why that disappeared like that. Let's see. Let me try adding a new one. Oh jeez. Okay. Okay, all good. I'm not gonna try to figure this out on stream. It's not really that big of a deal. But we're a little bit in profit still. About one trade in profit. We're gonna see if we can't just build it back up. Yesterday was a losing day, but we did come off of a 3-day win streak, so that was nice to see. We are like, I think we've won. It's about 3 out of 5 of the trades we've taken so far on this instant funding account, so we're not in a bad spot. This is a little bit weird price action. So what we'll go ahead and do is let's mark it up like that. That way we can encapsulate that bottom wick here, because this is a valuable low. And then this is a valuable high, but this is not necessarily a high yet that we want to take. This place right in here because it has not closed lower now. So we're basically looking for a run of here, a run of here, or to close lower than this point in order to establish that point and then eventually take it. But yeah, the price action is weird on EurUSD today. So we basically don't even have that. This is dragged really over here, and this is kind of how it looks. So I mean, we can keep it like this just because we understand what we're looking at, but then we'll probably do something like that, just so we can keep tracking with the way it's drawn on. But sometimes that's when market structure gets weird, when the wicks even distort it, based on trying to track wick to wick like that. So those are going to be, in my mind, the two places we want to pay attention to right now and wait for a run of stops on one or the other. Now, yeah, that is an actual pretty important low probably to take. Now, let's see. Yeah, that's really all we have to look at for EurUSD right now. And then when it comes to ES, that account, we just only have taken 2 trades on it. We're down like 37 bucks on this paper account. We're really just trading the paper account in the interim while we got a little bit of money come into the Ninja Trader account. But like I said, the main focus is on this one. So we're gonna just keep putting our focus on these EUR/USD trades. I have been keeping track ever since we started taking trades after 9:30 and waiting for 9:30 to open and then run towards stops. We're 3 for 4 right now, so we're sitting at a 75% win rate. this is the setup and the exact set of rules that I want to track our win rate on. So maybe I'll put, because that's our A plus setup. So maybe we'll put like some type of text on the stream at some point saying, the actual trading win rate when it comes to that setup, because that setup is going to be probably our highest probability setup that we've learned, since the start of our trading. The 930 NQ candle always goes to Asia high or low. I'm going to keep testing. Really? That's interesting. Yeah, that's that's 100% interesting. Yesterday it looks like it went to the highs. Just to clarify, you have Asia as 8 p.m. to midnight, right? 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to midnight. You know what? That could be actually perfect, because if what's about to happen here is we're about to take sell side liquidity, and then if we can market structure shift higher, and then start targeting back up into Asia's range. Okay, yeah, so you got the same Asia range. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I can see that probably being the case. This one, yeah, that day went straight towards Asia. I feel like if it had been untouched too, it's probably got a higher percentage chance of going and trying to touch it if a lower high of Asia hadn't been touched. I will say this though, it does look like it's probably the day to switch up our candle colors. I'm just playing, but not really. Like we're probably about to do it right now. We'll go back to the candles we used to trade when we were trading this strategy way back last year. And then we could probably make this all red. All right, we're about to sweep sell side right at the gate today. Let me make sure I got an alarm on for that ES trade that we can take later. And yeah, we're gonna keep scalping that ES account, but I really like the money needs to hit, and then we can really just try to grow it. But we have officially taken sell side liquidity after New York Open at 9:30, and we don't have any type of structural shift for probably some time, so we got to start to form some structure down here. Otherwise, we're gonna be waiting quite a bit of time before we get anything, right? And what I mean by quite a bit of time is there's not a buy opportunity right now until right above here. Now, probably make it a different color. So what I'd like to see is some type of structural shift on the 1 minute down here now. Something looking like this, where we just go like that. And then if we could see a pattern like that, we're going to get a much better entry to take this move higher. But in the meantime, we'll watch the candles fall, and we will wait to see what they set up for us. Lubislav, I feel like I'm seeing it the other way though. I feel like the 930 candle is where it's driving to take stops, and then doing the opposite for the rest of the day. But I don't know. It could drive the direction it needs to go to give that indication, then come back, take stops. Then it could drive the rest of the day in that same direction. So I could see what you're saying. Yeah, after it takes them. Alright, so we're starting to bottom out a little bit, but not getting anything to really move our structure off of. Yeah, starting to close above the bear candles could be beneficial, but I would really rather not see price just start running up at this point, because then you get in so late. Like, then if we get in like way up here, it's like that's our trade, instead of like our trade being like right here. You know what I mean? That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Had we did it today at 9:30, we probably would have done pretty decent. You know what? You probably could take even. Let me see. Yeah, that previous 5-minute candle. Nah, I don't know. We're not gonna try to base a strat off that right now. I want to keep seeing this Euro US dollar strategy working and just cranking out trades with it. One thing is I probably need to start tracking this to see how many of our last trades have hit 1 to 2. So we've only really traded 4 trades now since we've started waiting for the run of stops after 9:30. 3 of them we won. Yesterday we lost. I'm pretty sure though those 3 that we won all ran at least 1 to 2. I think 1 to 3 even. I think they ran 1 to 3 even. But infinite money glitch. What's up, Rightly Rich? Good morning. Good morning, guys. It's driving me nuts. I can't see how many people are in here. I have to like go to actual YouTube. It's not working. Oh gosh. That's not it. That's definitely not it. Now I gotta delete it. Maybe, I think, you know what happened? I had like this third-party software that I'd stream through called Streamlabs through OBS, and it just, I deleted it because it was like awful. And, I think that was part of like what they had offered, and I think they took it away. But I haven't had Streamlabs forever, but I think I still had some of their tools on my stream. All right, what we really want to see now is a little bit of a drive lower and just a close lower. And then so that way we can start to establish some structure down here. Let's go ahead and double check, but I'm pretty sure we're good on the news. Yeah, we got some orange folder at 10, but that's about it. Oh jeez, I did not mean to open my IG account. I'll be honest, guys. I didn't really like that buckshot yesterday. I don't know if you guys remember. It was like a little energy drink that my supplement company gave me. It was terrible though. Now we're back to the old black coffee. Yeah, you see, this is probably what we don't want at this point because we're not gonna have an entry anywhere near here then. But if this is to make the room higher for the day, like I bet we have price at least. Like if you close above there, that's I mean it's not gonna happen right now, but that's pretty much the Model 1 entry. We're not getting in it. We want a market structure shift because on the 1 minute now, yeah, you could have like another model in here, but this is still bearish, right? So we would be buying into a downtrend on the 1 minute, which, I mean, the 15 minutes on a downtrend already. So even more so, you don't want to just pile in a trade. You'd literally be buying into a 15-minute downtrend and a 1 minute downtrend. You know, so Good morning, guys. You guys take that more you guys take that pre-market macro? We'll probably price will probably come higher now. The only reason it wouldn't is because we're in a downtrend on the, but it did shift. If honestly though, not even higher. Like if anything, it's just gonna come back to 50% of this range, which is literally just right here. So you get in on the FEG right there. That's probably why the Model 1 entry, like, it's not always the best, is because if you just get in on the entry candle, that's like your risk to reward. Let me make this red, that way you can see it. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about Romeo, who basically mainstreamed candle range theory. You probably got to wait for it to fall back into like the fair value gap or something, or even more so than that. You probably have to wait for it to fall back 50% into the fair value gap. Which would be like right here. I just need a different fair value gap box is what I think. See, but then you might miss a lot of trades like that. Yeah, we've got some orange folder. We got some orange folder news coming out at 10 a.m. But I don't know if it'll move the market that much. Yeah, it sucks when you get stuck in a range like this on the 1 minute because, like, structurally, you have to take the entire range in order to shift higher. And in doing that, you're coming back into, like, premium. Then you're buying in premium instead of discount. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was just about to say too, when I had thought about that, I was like, I wonder if we should like only buy premium and sell discount, but it's like you guys saw yesterday's trade, which was where was it? It was over here. We were definitely selling premium. We were 100% selling premium. So it's tough to tell. I'm just gonna delete a lot of this stuff because I was just kind of drawing it on for the sake of context, but it doesn't actually mean too much when it comes to what we're doing. So let's do all of that. Now, when it comes to what we're actually doing right now, is we've swept sell side on the 15-minute. We've also established new buy side right in here. Now going back to the 1-minute, we don't have a structural shift now all the way up here. Which you can see how that could be unfortunate because you've only got this much room before you take another set of liquidity. And then it looks like on ES, guys, the macro range is starting right now. So we're gonna see where we land with that in about 20 minutes. But even if we have to get in a long up here, just remember, we've got all of this over here needing to be taken. We've got a whole lot of buy side that has not been taken that you can see has just been essentially trendline liquidity right now. We'll draw it a little tighter. It's just been trendline liquidity, and even if we have to get long right above here, we ran stops at 930. We structurally shifted right in here. And then now we can make a run higher for the rest of the day, taking all these. So I'm not, that's why getting in here is not necessarily a problem. Even though ideally you want the best entry possible, which would have been like, had we come a little bit lower and then formed something like that. Let's see. That's so weird. Yeah, it doesn't show it. Yeah, we'll keep waiting, guys. It does look like we'll probably run up to get a buy signal before anything else. The only way we wouldn't take a buy signal... No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I'm probably pretty bullish if we do decide to take this point right here. Even though it looks like you're getting in late, just remember, you're probably getting in right on time. Because you're getting in at the moment that it actually switches bullish. We have not swapped to bullish structure on this 1 minute time frame until this green line is closed above. This just happens to be a massive down leg in the downtrend. Which we're starting to get above that break of structure, that 1 minute structural break that actually formed this entire thing. Let me make sure too it's not, let me see. Yeah, we got it drawn on right. We've got it drawn on right for sure. It's not this line. Let me draw that to the left. It's this top one right here. Once we close above there, I'm getting long. We've got quite a bit of order flow on our side now too, and we've inverted a lot of fair value gaps that way. Like, it's just starting to stack in our favor, right? Just because of timing, this is like most certainly probably an engineered drive down of liquidity. Like, this, I don't think like this is like, hey, we're continuing this downtrend. I think like, hey, at this time of the day, we're about to do something new. Market opened, we took this low right here. There was a market structure shift in here, you can see it right here, and it failed. This was the false move to fail everyone that got long and put their stops there, and now it's really happening here. And that's why timing's important. You want to wait for the take of the stop losses or of liquidity after 9:30, because if you do it right here, where you took it before market open, price ran, then it structurally shifted higher, and then this entire move failed. That entire move failed because of probably because of timing and because of nothing else, if I had to guess. If I had to guess. Do you guys do any swing trading? Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't see that. At what point would I consider getting in a short? I'm probably not going to consider getting in a short, just because of the price action that happened after 9:30. After 9:30, we took sell side and we ran stops down there. So like, it's my idea that it's not even my idea, but it's like the general idea that the market's going to fake everyone out first, and then we just sit on our hands, and then the actual move's going to happen. But like yesterday, we sat on our hands a little too long and got the actual move had already happened. But we also saw too, there was a liquidity grab before our structural liquidity grab. It just, that liquidity grab happened to be a fair value gap instead of a structural point. We don't have that today though. And I don't think, unless one formed. Yeah, we're not playing into any fair value gap too. So you can even see too, on top of this 15-minute downtrend is getting weaker and weaker and weaker because there's not any fair value gaps. It's not continuing to displace lower. Alright, if this candle closes higher, we'll get in for a long. Just make our FVGs this color. Yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna look to get long here in about 40 seconds. Let me just pull this over. That way I can place the trade on our account and we'll try to get long. I'm gonna put it on the screen too as a 1 to 2. And we're gonna try to see if it rides all the way, but just so you guys know, I'm only taking 1 to 1 on it. I want to start tracking and measuring, and then after we're in this trade too, we'll go back and we'll check those most recent ones to see if they hit 1 to 2 and 1 to 3. And we'll start gathering that data even if we're not taking them as so. So we are long into this market right now. Signal has been sent off. Let me pull it back over, guys. We are going to now put our parameters on. We are having a $750 stop loss, $750 take profit, and this is our trade for the day. We'll put it on as 1 to 1 right here. That way it's just easy to see, and then on the trading view chart we'll put it in as a 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, and we'll see if we can't let price ride up all the way. So we're officially long. Yeah, it's this is as clean of a setup as it gets. Now let's do this right here, and then we'll just drag it all the way 1 to 3 or 1 to 2. I honestly don't even know if, like, even if I saw 1 to 3 was just the most profitable, like, it would be hard for me to trade 1 to 3. It would be hard for me to trade 1 to 3. It really would. But this is our setup for the day. Let me just keep it at 1 to 1 right now. We can always go back in time and check. Okay, so we've got it. The trade launched here. We've got another 10 minutes, and then we're gonna get into our ES trade. But let's go ahead and take a look in the meantime at those previous days and just kind of see if those setups had run 1 to 2 or not. I know this one we lost. Then we come in here. This is the 5-minute chart, but if we bar replay it, go to the 15-minute. We took this trade, right? Yeah, we did. It was right here, yeah. 1 minute. We got the structure shift. Yeah, I know for a fact this one hit 1 to 2. We got in right here. Alright, let's just drag it out and we're gonna see if it did. I wanna mark it in my journal. That's why I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna record if it goes not just 1 to 2, but 1 to 1.5, 1 to 3. Just to record these things, just to see, like, over time if we would have been more profitable with a higher risk to reward and gain that confidence without actually having to place it. So it looks like this, I don't think I'd ever go higher than 1 to 3, but it does look like this one ran all the way 1 to 3, so it clears literally all the bases. That was our Monday trade. Let's see. And I'm pretty sure this one ran 1 to 3 too. Not pretty sure, like, I'm certain this one ran 1 to 3. You can see we had that grab up in here. After we had that grab, price ends up reversing in here. Oh yeah, but this was kind of a wide range too. We got in right here. So I wonder, yeah, it probably goes 1 to 3, but I wonder if we don't get tagged out before it does. Let's just see. I know that one almost hit, and then it came back against, and then it eventually did hit. Because this was Friday, yeah, we had let it ride all day. Yeah, this one goes 1 to 3 too. This one went 1 to 3 too. So I'm gonna start recording these things just so we have that data. And then I think, let me go to my journal. Thursday was the other one. Let's double check really quick how we're doing on this trade, guys. We're up 150 bucks, pushing profit. So we might have to start going 1 to 2. I mean, if they're all going 1 to 3, but no, I don't know. And then this was Thursday. I don't remember if this hit 1 to 3 or not, but that's where we would sweep off of, right in there. Go to the 1 minute, and then yeah, we can see this was Thursday's trade. This is also one of the first ones that we did since we had waited for price to do that after 9:30, and this was the first of, I think, breaking that losing streak and actually starting to do good again. Let's see though. Let's go to the 5 minute or something, because I think price takes a little bit to play out. Let's see if we hit 1 to 2 on this. I don't know if it gets tagged out before it does or what. No, and I think we hit 1 to 3 on this one too. Yeah, we hit 1 to 3 on that one as well. So, okay, well, we've taken, yeah, every single winner we've had recently has hit 1 to 3 since we waited until after 9:30. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, this is, yeah, 1 to 1. We're probably about to push, yeah, we're pushing $300 right now. We're risking 0.5%. We could just launch 1 to 2s. Where would that be? That would be up here. I don't know, chat. You guys tell me. Are we going to turn into high risk to reward traders? Are we going to do it? I don't know. We haven't really done that in years. Just go be in hold to 1 to 2 or hold to 1 to 3, or just stay at 1 to 1. I haven't adjusted it yet. I'm not intending to unless it just starts to, I don't know. That's the thing. You catch a winning streak like that with 1 to 3s. You're probably not going to catch winning streaks all the time, but I can guarantee when you do, that probably puts your account up pretty nice. Because imagine we just won 3 out of the last 5. Was it 5 or 4? Yeah, we won 3 out of the last 4 at 1 to 3. I mean, we didn't go 1 to 3. We did not go 1 to 3. Yeah, I'm not changing it. I'm not changing it. But I am recording it. So in my journal now, like, we're going to just keep hitting 1 to 1s. In the journal though, it's going to, and let me take this off because I don't know how well you guys can see the actual take profit. The actual take profit's 1 to 1. We would actually be breaking our streak winning streak, our stream winning streak if we switched to 1 to 2. Because our winning streak has to do with just showing up and doing the same thing and executing every day. So if we switched it today, that would technically be breaking the 11-day execution winning streak. But you see how those thoughts creep in? I was for real about to switch it to 1 to 2. Just because the last few are working out that way, though, doesn't mean all of them are going to. And it's like 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 really do sound good. But in all of my back tests, it's usually 1 to 1s that are just the best. Like you're gonna hit, like you really have a real chance of winning with 1 to 1. Long term, if you can crank out enough trades, at least 20 to 50 trades without breaking the rules, you really got a good chance with 1 to 1. That 5 minute order flow. Yeah, on the 5 minute too, we just switched bullish and we inverted fair value gaps and we printed new ones. Like, these setups are clean. They're really clean. This is going to be the 5th setup we've taken. The 5th setup, we're about to hit TP. We don't want to speak too soon. But since we've waited for that liquidity grab after 9:30, you can see how much more accurate it's got. Now, I don't want to speak too soon, but it does feel a lot better in my head right now taking these setups because of the timing. I think 8:30 just wasn't it worked sometimes, it didn't work other times. I think the main reason that it was inconsistent was because you're like catching like right in between. Like if you're getting at 8:30, you're right in between sometimes red folder news coming out at 8:30, but also in between the market open as a whole. And it's like you just kind of get caught in a weird spot where, yeah, you could have good runs in price, but this I really feel like is being more patient, waiting for the market to really show its hand, and then getting in and like we don't got 100% hit rate, but we could at least win more times than not with this strategy and this setup. You know what I mean? And 1-to-1 will make it so you can win year round too. And you can win in any market conditions. If the markets aren't going to be trending and they're going to be chopping, you could still win. If they're going to be trending, you can win. If they're going to be counter trending, you can win. Higher risk to reward though, you can see all of those higher risk to reward trades we had drawn on, they all happened with like a good push and trend. Like, yes, this is a trending day though. This is a trending day. It switched from an uptrend to a downtrend. This is a trending day. Like it pushed from a downtrend into an uptrend. Like, you're catching trends. Now, when the market decides to do something like this, you can still have trades on like this that have a good chance of winning. So let's come back to where we're at. Oh yeah, we can't forget the ES trade. I think it's because I mainly don't have the money in the account right now that I forgot. We're supposed to be launching it right now for a long. Boom, ES trade. We're in. But this is not like my main concern clearly. But basically we want to target that top there, which in this case is it would have only been 6 ticks, but since we got in late, we got a little bit more, like 9. So where's our entry? It's right here. Right here. Right here. A little low-hanging fruit scalp. Let's do this. Let's go back to Euro. Go to 15 minutes, entry at 17,233. Because it went higher than that, the previous 15. Oh yeah, I mean it engulfed the last 15-minute candle. Yeah, that's definitely it's something even more in our favor when it comes to the order flow right here. And we got breakaway gaps too, which you guys know I always like to see because price is just running from them. It's not really like respecting them or tapping into them. Like this got tapped. Like I'll just start marking up the breakaway gaps. Some of them hadn't. Yeah, I mean these are all breakaway gaps right in here. Basically price is just running from them, which means we're probably here's the key, we're probably in the distribution right now. Now we don't want it to end before we take profit, of course. We're looking for a 10 pip move after the market shows its hand to us, minimum. But yeah, the breakaway gaps are a good sign you're on the right side of a trade. What's up, brother? We're playing around with the macro ranges still on ES, but just kind of running some paper trades. We're not actually taking these trades. We're taking trades on EUR/USD. We're kind of doing back what we were doing last year and back to what works. So I've been trading this strategy for some time. I already know the ins and outs of it. I already know how it works. I already know it does work. We've made money with it. And so I'm taking a break from ES. Just so you know, I don't really come from a futures background. I come from a Forex background. Like I've been trading Forex for 4 years. I've been trading futures just this year for like 6 months. So I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm just doing a lot of low risk trades. Like ES is just like this is a negative, super negative risk to reward trade. But like honestly, I don't even know. Like I got a little bit of money going my way for that account. I don't even know if I really want to take these ES trades on it. I just haven't found something I really, really like and really sits well with me when it comes to futures yet. And so that's kind of why I've reverted back to Forex for a season, because my main like goal was I wanted to get back here with you guys and stream every day. And I knew if I was going to do that, like it would be hard if I was trying to figure out what I'm doing with trading. So I was like, let me just go back to what was working so well in the past. And I did that on a cash account for a little bit, but we had the timing slightly off, taking trades at 8:30 instead of after market open. And it threw us into a little bit of a losing streak, and then we just switched to after the market open and started trading an instant funded account. Now we're doing pretty well with it. But yeah, I'm back to my roots, back to Euro-US dollar. That's just so you guys know, I probably made more money with Euro-US dollar than any other trading instrument, like at all. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of going back to that. We've taken a lot of buy side in here though, but we don't want to shift just yet. At the same time too, we are in a decent size range. Yes sir, yes sir. We'll try to keep printing them as long as these patterns show up each morning. Oh, you're talking about yesterday's trade, Umar, for that candle close like that. Oh, yeah, I think that happened to quite a few people. I don't think quite a few people had joined until the macro range thing. There was like about 200 to 300 people that joined, not just like the YouTube channel, but like a bunch of people joined the Telegram too when I was doing macro range theory. So a lot of them missed this year US dollar trading that I was doing last year. And a lot of people left, like a lot of people unsubscribed and a lot of people left the Telegram. But that's all right. We're pulling back now after that sweep of buy side. Structurally though, as a whole, we're probably shifting a lot. Now the 15-minute did fail to close higher, so that's not a good sign, but we also do have this 15-minute fair value gap that just formed. We could tap into it and then still drive higher. The 5-minute and everything's closing higher at this point. We are starting to see a shift. I don't think we'll get a double fake out on this right here. And what I mean by is like we already faked to the upside once, right? This was the fake move for structure to shift, but it never happened on the 5-minute. It never had any even wick above on the 15-minute, and now we've really got the move. So yeah, we took buy side here, but structurally speaking, on all the time frames, we're bullish again. So, and even on the 1-minute right now, we wouldn't stop being bullish until I think it's like this line right here. As long as we're above that line right now, we're still in this push of an uptrend. The ES trade, we're about to hit TP on it. Let's see if we can. The account will still be down a little though. This is only trade number 3 on it. We won the first one, but yesterday's loss on it was a little bit bigger. Went from almost hitting TP straight to flat on this trade. Straight to flat. We tapped that low right there. That low, that 1-minute low, or we just got shy of missing it. This could be where a lot of people get pump faked, and that's because of structure. Unless actually we did shift lower. Let me see. We have to see where this wick closed or not. No, I think we actually did. We did. Yeah, we might be bearish on the 1 minute now. Yeah, so like right there. So we did shift a little lower. Nonetheless, we will let the trade ride. And we'll record if it goes further, if it does hit TP or not. So ES on the 5 minute. It's looking like this right now. Let's look at this on the 5 minute. Yeah, you take it off the 1 minute, it's not a problem anymore. Now we're still in the same high quality setup. It's crazy how the time frames can just completely look that much different sometimes. Like you can get a whole different read and a whole different bias based on the time frame you're looking at. Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, it did close under the order block. It's about to close above an order block though now too. If we can close above here on the 1 minute, not necessarily going to be the best thing. I mean, we already did close above there, but it's also not going to be the worst. We just need this to not reverse on us. Still in the ES trade. Yeah, yesterday's trade of this did lose, but just so you guys know, that's like in the entire month of July, if you look at this setup, that was only the second loss out of like 15 or 16 trades or however many trades there have been in this month so far. Like 15 probably, 14, 15. So it's not a terrible setup. Just like I said though, it's got like an 85, 90% win rate probably on this, but it's just super negative risk to reward. And I also, the reason we're not like taking it seriously is because we haven't back tested it a whole lot, and we haven't really seen if it works live yet. This is only the third trade live with it, and I do have a real $250 coming, but it won't be here till tomorrow. Yeah, the institutional order flow on the 1 minute is definitely shifting bearish though. That's why I say sometimes like the 1 minute controls everything. People think it's like the higher time frames, but you can see right here, if people are getting in based on the bullish structure of the 1 minute right or the 5 minute right now, they don't even realize that the 1 minute is just completely bearish. But I'm also like, we're also not like in a bad spot, just so you guys know too, because like if you look at this, we do have a range higher now, and like respectfully, like we're just pulling back, right? We did switch into an uptrend, we're just pulling back now. Somewhere around here, we could just react off of here and then actually make that leg higher. So yeah, we did just barely missed our what's it called, TP though, which kind of sucks, but I still don't think we're in a bad trade necessarily. What do you, Umar, you mean like putting a pen, like for it to break out of it or for it to come back inside of it? For a fake out or for a breakout? Oh, we could do that. Looks like ES we're still in this trade. That one place that we say should have a magnet on it, this macro high, is seemingly having the exact opposite of a magnet. It's seeming to repel it. Like it's really having a hard time hitting this high. That's probably more interesting to watch right now though than the euro trade. We might be going quite a bit higher on ES. We might be going quite a bit higher. That inversion, then another inversion here. We might not just be tagging this high of the macro range, but that's all we're going for. Alright, yeah, ES hit TP. That puts this little paper account still down about 26 bucks, but it's only been 3 trades. Not the end of the world, 2 for 3, but slightly negative RR. Hopefully we can catch a nice winning streak. Like it goes on like 20 trade winning streaks sometimes. So if we could catch something like that when once the money hits, that'd be nice. Try to grow this little 250 account just for fun. See if we can't flip it up to like 500, and then flip that up to like 1,000 or something. While what we're doing is we're giving ourselves something to do as we just show up every day, day in and day out, and keep growing this instant funding account. All we have to do is show up and keep taking these trades, and then in doing that, we just got to keep streaming, keep ourselves busy, you know, just kind of gather some data for fun on these ES trades, and hopefully make some money with it too. But it's just going to be more so to gather data and just keep ourselves busy while we crank out these euro trades. They did the opposite today again. I had thought about checking. NQ hit yesterday too. Let's look at MNQ right now. I actually hadn't back tested MNQ with this, but if you take basically the idea, you take that range right there, right here, you see wherever you're at. Yeah, it did hit today too. Wherever you're at, you just go here. How many ticks too? 73. 73, you put your stop right there. So look at, see, it's negative versus reward, but I bet we go back, and I'll just kind of show you guys like how this works. I haven't seen it on NQ. It might even be better on NQ, just because the only reason it might be better is because not necessarily because it's going to be any more or less accurate, but because the spreads and commissions on ES are a lot greater because it doesn't move as much, right? Look at NQ. You just basically have that macro range, and then instead of waiting for it to hit the higher low to basically take the trade around that area, you just target the higher low. And so, like, it's a negative versus reward. You just put your stop at one range and your take profit at the other end of the range. But you can see the whole idea is this is the macro range right here. And then this macro range has a high and it has a low. As soon as the macro range is finished forming, it's basically looking to take one of these. Now, whichever one it's closest to, it's probably likely to go to first. That is like the theory I had in my head. And I wonder why we're not. We can go back and just see, you know, that's 2 days in a row. I bet it goes like it probably runs like this for quite some time. Like I only checked ES, but ES worked amazingly. Like right here, same thing. You get in right as soon as it closes, right here, and then that's, what's that, 41 ticks. And see, it is negative risk to reward, but that stop loss is more so a safety net than anything else in this strategy. And it's like probably the same thing over here. But I only did it at 10 a.m. So I didn't really check any other times a day. But 10 a.m. just in my head makes the most sense. You could see the same thing right here. It's a very negative risk to reward, but it's such a high probability setup. You're just literally going for like that magnet. That magnet. As soon as that macro forms, whichever one it's closest to, boom, another 35 ticks. And that stop loss is just a safety net at the other end. It's the lower probability outcome, right? The higher probability outcome is that you hit whatever side of the range you're closest to. The lower probabilities that you hit the one that you're furthest from. So here's a good example of one that lost right here. And I think this is the same one. If I'm not mistaken, this is the same one on ES that lost. Like if you look, I can almost guarantee because the price action looks similar. ES, yeah, ES lost that one too. Yep, because it just barely missed that high. And then I think this is the only other one that ES lost out of the entire month of July. And so it's July 17th here on this date it lost. If you look back at every other one on ES, I don't know about NQ, but it wins every single last trade for the month except for that one. I think I even no, I don't know what that is. I don't remember that drawing. This is NQ, right? Yeah, this is NQ. You could see. All right, right here. Yeah, this is a winning trade right here. Price goes to the range it's closest to because you close above 50%. You get in at 10.10, and then basically that would be the trade. That's 100 ticks, and just so on and so forth. And it's like, yeah, you're gonna have a loser here and there, but you should win 4 out of 5 a week. You should, ideally. Yeah, it's super interesting. And so just like the only problem is it's like, oh gosh, our Euro trade is still suffering. The only thing is it's like you have to either do it in a way that I'm going to try it out. I'm going to try it out in a way where our risk is so low. Like I'm only putting $250 into this account and I'm trading 1 micro. I have a good chance of growing it and making some money off of 1 micro. If you guys know futures, you know how much 1 micro is. It's still a lot for a $250 account. I'm only putting up like the same risk I would put into purchasing an audition, or I would only trade negative risk to reward like that on an audition. So I'm either going to trade it on like a couple $100 account, or I'm going to trade it on like an audition. I would never put in like 20 grand and then just trade negative risk to reward like that. I just wouldn't do it. I would trade 1-to-1 with like 20 grand, and I would probably go slower, like 1%, 2% trades, like on Euro. But trying something like this on futures, like I think it's worthwhile trying to catch these high probability like super scalps essentially, and just take 1 a day while we're trying to grow our account and or trying to grow our instant funded account, and just seeing if it makes money. And if it doesn't, it's like you lost another audition fee or something. But it's not like you've crashed out hard. So we're gonna do that, and might trade MNQ just because like you can see today's a 73 tick gain. On ES it's only, and we got in late. Had we not got in late, it would have only been a 6 tick gain. Here's the thing. A 6 tick gain with like a 1 tick or a 2 tick commission, there's like really no trade here. On MNQ, even if you had something like that tight, like let's say it was that tight to the point where like our trade's like way down here, and that's still 24 ticks. And if they take out 2 ticks or 1 tick for commission, you still have a trade, you know what I mean? But with ES it can kind of deplete it sometimes. So, or that commission can, just because ES doesn't move as much. So we might once the cash hits, we might just start taking them on the NQ account, or on the NQ, that taking these trades for NQ instead at 10 a.m. Like, nothing has been extensively backtest, like, to the point where I can't, like, I have to do one over the other. You know what I mean? Like, looking back right now even, maybe I did look at NQ some, because we didn't just put that on just now. But that is definitely from the setup. Yeah, see right there? Stop loss would have been down here. But this is 29 ticks. But it's literally a 30-second push. You get 29 ticks for the day and it's over. Yeah, you're risking a lot, but it's like there's such a small probability of it getting hit. You just need to make sure you don't get it hit like 2 or 3 times in a row when you first start the account. See another trade here, 21 ticks. Maybe I did test these a little bit going back. I don't remember, but same thing here probably. Yeah, 88 ticks. So it just wins day after day, and then occasionally you're gonna have to suffer a loss, like a bigger loss than you maybe want. But it's like, that's not the end of the world. If you just won 12 trades in a row, then you take, you know, a trade where you lose $2 when you usually make $1. You know what I mean? So it's not super. It's really not super bad. It's just all gonna be dependent on like when we start the account. If we start it in a winning streak, it makes everything easier. Like, people don't realize how easy trading is if you can start any account you trade in a winning streak. If you can start any account you trade in a winning streak, losing doesn't matter as much, and it's so easy to continue. But when you start in the hole, that like needs to be a whole like psychology video that people need to figure out how to how to overcome, because that's, I think, where most blown prop accounts come from. They don't come from bad trading, or I mean from bad strategies. They come from good strategies that start out in losing streaks. Today it worked at 8. I'm sorry, I'm reading this late. I got multiple screens. It worked at 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, it probably works on multiple macros too. In my head, I picked the 10 a.m. one because I had just thought like it's going to be one of the bigger ranges with price more likely to be attracted to liquidity at this time of day. So that's why I picked it. But yeah, we might trade just one micro on NQ then for it instead of ES. And we just we better start off on a winning streak. It's gonna be tomorrow too, guys. So just so you know, we'll be able to actually place. Let me double check that it's not there already. But if it's not, we're gonna be doing it tomorrow, where we'll be able to place some cash trades on this NQ account. Yeah, it's not there yet. They said it'll be there tomorrow. We'll see if I mean, I sent it Sunday on an ACH that happens instantly, so should have been there Monday, but we got a couple more minutes on. Did I sent off a trade today? Yeah, I did in the Telegram. Every day I send off a trade, 2 more people leave the Telegram. It's because everyone wants the macro trades again. But I've been putting that we're live. If they would hop on the streams, they would still see us basically taking trades off these macros. Let's take a look. Did the 8 a.m. or the 9 a.m. one you said worked too? 9 a.m. So 20-minute window. It makes sense. Like, anything that can actually like hold ground in reality, like that you can say like that's a real reason price should do that. Always has a better chance of working than not. Now, if we were trying to do something like this on EurUsd, we could never get away with it. Like, you have to think about this. Like, this is such a small move, but at the same time too, 15 ticks is like, it's literally like a 15 pip trade on Forex sometimes with the right sizing. You know what I mean? Like, we throw on 1 micro on a $250 account and we hit 15 ticks. we're up $7, $8. But it's like, to do that in Forex, you probably got to put on the biggest size you can, and you probably got to catch a 15, 20 pip trade to get that $7 on a $250 account. You know what I mean? So, and then how much even more so, you got a $250 account and you catch, a 73 tick trade, you just made like $37, $36.50. You know what I mean? So it's like you really could grow a small account like that. The last thing you want to do though is start big, because if you have a $250 account and you're putting like, this type of risk on it, it's like, okay, you're cool if you lose the whole account, but if you could get it up through these quick scalps, then you could get it to 500, then you could get it to 1,000 or whatever. It's like, if you started so small, you're not going to be afraid of losing those bigger numbers then, and then it's going to be easier to maintain larger size and really try to scale up. Because like, let's say you just happen to grow $250 into like 5K. Well, it's like, had you just started with 5K, you'd probably be trading a lot smaller size, but you're like, I know I'm only $250 into this. You maintain that large size, then you could really turn it into something crazy. But you probably wouldn't do that if your whole risk was 5K, you know what I mean? So we're trying to risk profits. We're trying to, and I think in doing that, that's when trading becomes easy, or easier. All right, we're starting to push on our Euro trade to TP. I still haven't marked up in our journal if, the consistent. I'm just only going to track 1 to 2s and 1 to 3s. I don't need to do all the in-betweens like 1 to 1.5. I'm sure it'd be beneficial, but when I'm really not leaning towards even moving from what's it called? A 1 to 1 to begin with, there's probably no point in trying to see if 1 to 1.5s work. Like, we just need to see, does the flat 1 to 2 work? Does the flat 1 to 3 work? And we'll start tracking that. But like I said too, the higher time frames, like the 5-minute and the 15-minute, were more indicative of price going up again, and the timing. Like we already had that false market structure shift. It was very unlikely that we were about to have 2 in a row. You know what I mean? So we did have that pullback. TP hit, guys. What's up? We are back. No, we're not back. Get there. No way. That's crazy. It doesn't even have a spread. How does that even happen? There's no spread on this account. There's no spread. There's not even a spread on this account. We'll hit it. I'm not too worried. We'll hit it. Wow, that's the type of stuff that happens in trading. That's just like, that's the type of stuff that you can't work out in backtest. This is the part of trading that backtest can't figure out, right? But no, I'm not convinced that we're like gonna drop from here. Like, I don't think anyone was expecting price to push higher after it started coming back in here. We didn't even take anything more right now. Like, and what I mean more is like, we only took this. We didn't even take like right over here yet. We probably just missed it. So there's a lot more that price needs to take when it comes to buy side liquidity, and I really do believe we're structurally shifting in that direction. And I even think the 1 to 2 could happen today, which we'll put on our chart now. That way we can, in theory, 1 to 1 got hit already, in theory. But yeah, if all our trades have been going 1 to 3s, we really shouldn't be too stressed about this one just missing 1-to-1. Like it should make legs and start running higher. You just hate to see it, you know what I mean? Especially after you thought it got tagged. But I can't say I'm super disappointed, because if we were trading this on a cash account right now, we wouldn't have even looked like we hit it. The spread would be like so big, we wouldn't have even looked like we were gonna hit it. It's just not fun to see though like that. But we nonetheless, on the 5-minute, yeah, we're pretty much shifting back. We did invert a fair value gap on the 5-minute, but we still maintained bullish structure on the 5-minute the whole time. The 5-minute's probably controlling this right now, and being the main reason this is going up, because you saw in the 1-minute we did shift lower after that buy side sweep. Also at the same time though, on the 15-minute, we tried to shift higher to get bullish, but we didn't close higher. So we weren't fully bullish on like the 15-minute. So that 5 minutes really what's been like controlling us and giving us the legs to go higher in the first place. But yeah, we'll see if we can't get tagged out here. We got 16 minutes, then we're not even gonna look at it anymore, at least. See if we can't get there before then though. I do like to see these fair value gaps holding like that though, and not getting like it didn't have to invert this one to tap into that one, and then we're leaving that one open. There'd just be too much liquidity just to go short now here, because like I said, we've got all the way over here. We've got some pretty important areas that it missed. I don't know if we're gonna come extend all the way up there though today. We'll see. But yeah, back to NQ, back to these little macro windows. You can see it's just like a magnet grab. It's like a quick little scalp, and basically all you're doing is you're going for wherever you're closest to. And so you could see you get in at that moment, and then it's just like 9 ticks, 15 ticks, 73 ticks. You start taking those trades and you catch like 10 winners. It's like, then you take a loss, it's like whatever. Then you catch another 10 winners. Then you take a loss, it's like whatever, you know? Now it sounds good in theory. We'll see if it plays out in reality though. Go back to the 5-minute. The 1 minute's bullish, the 5 minutes bullish, the 15-minute, we might have even closed above there now. We're bullish on the 15-minute. We're bullish across the board. It's gonna be a stretch to not get our take profit hit. But if the markets have taught us anything, it's that we have absolutely no idea what it's gonna do. That tiny little baby future spread, because it's there. Like, I don't want to say there's no spread, but it's a little, it's just a tiny future spread, which is so small compared to Forex, but it's still there, clearly and evidently. You know what we need? We probably just need some more caffeine. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. We'll hang out, we'll watch it, but more likely than not, depending on where we're at, we're gonna have to turn it off here soon. What might help is just dropping down to a cleaner time frame. Oh gosh. We really want to see where we're at and where we're going. We're just going to have to drop to the 1 second. You can't even see it on the 1 second. Jeez. Is it like that on that the actual chart too? Let me go, because I know this is an actual futures chart right here. I think the prop one is too. No, yeah, you see the 1 second here. Oh, it's because we're not looking at NQ. Watch, I bet on the euro it does look kind of weird. Yeah, it does. Alright. I guess just for the sake of this, we'll just keep it at 1-to-1 just so we can see if we get back up there, because we know once we clear this line where we've actually hit take profit. But it just seems like it would be way too it would be way too quick, like to go short from here though. Like I feel like it would want to take as many people out as possible, and I feel like a lot of people probably did get short right above here, or I mean now that we have this reaction off of here, and there's probably a good amount of stop losses sitting right here. So I mean a slight pullback just to tap the top of this range and then come up and take them out, and then eventually it could go short again. But you want to see like a few drives before price like fully reverses. Like we want to take this, we want to take this, we want to take this. We haven't even taken 3 legs yet. We've only taken 2. So taking a third one's not unreasonable before getting that short. Because you can see, look at right in here, what happens. You take 1, you take 2, you take 3, and then after you took the third, then you actually reversed. So in this case, if we go by the same 3 range drive theory, we've taken 1, we've taken 2. This would be the third. Then eventually, you know, if it does want to go down, it could make a reversal at that point. That's why these things line up with time though. You can see 9:30 just so happens to line up with the third leg being taken. And then 9:30 takes it, and then we get that run up. But yeah, we got about 10 minutes left, guys. I don't even know if we're gonna be able to finish this on the stream. It seems like that's been a recurring thing, not being able to watch the trade play out, but that's okay. I mean, we're gonna set and forget. That's what we do, and we just let it ride to take profit or stop loss, and then overall the sample will preferably be in our favor. So we got 10 minutes, but we're just gonna close it out now because it does look like we're pulling back to break even-ish. And I don't think there's anything. Yeah, there's not going to be anything coming out that's going to push us quickly one way or another. So it's just going to be price playing out. But yeah, let's close it out in prayer, guys. If you guys got any prayer requests, you could put them in the chat. If not, let's just we'll all come together in agreement, and we'll just pray our way out for the day. And yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to go over. Tomorrow we'll have the ES trade. Or I mean, we'll take the NQ trade instead. We'll take it instead because the commissions aren't going to destroy us as badly. And that's going to, I think, be important, especially taking these smaller trades like this, to not have the commissions chop us up. So we'll do that tomorrow, hopefully, if not Friday for sure, because it's just going to depend if it comes tomorrow in the morning or the evening. But yeah, so we're pretty much flat on our Euro trade right now. Like, not pretty much, we're exactly flat. And we'll let it ride. I'm also going to record too. If it does indeed go to take profit, we're going to see if it goes to 1-to-2 or 1-to-3 or anything like that. So we'll give it its breathing room, its legs. And then, yeah, we'll update you guys tomorrow. It's a TP in my... Yeah, it's a TP in everyone's books except the account's balance. TP got hit today, TP got hit for everyone except my balance. That's the only thing that didn't consider it getting hit today. I'm just playing, but I still think this is a good trade. I still think it could even go 1-to-2 or 1-to-3, based on what we've been seeing. I think it just needs the time to do that, and that's all. So we're gonna close it out in prayer. And we'll be back tomorrow, guys. I'm really just happy to be on this big of like a stream streak, I guess we could call it. We've been back this is the 11th stream in a row. And I just want to keep up that momentum. So, Father, we just come to you in the name of Jesus. I thank you for my brothers that are here showing up every day. I thank you for helping me to show up every day. I thank you for placing us together on this journey to help guide us, and to help sharpen each other as we build each other up, and as we continue to keep each other accountable and encouraged. Father, we pray that as we do this together as a community, that you also do that with us individually outside of these charts. Help lead us into times of your word today where we can just hear your voice and silence all the voice and noise of the world and the enemy and everything coming against us, Father. We just pray for that sacred moment of time with you, where we can just finally let go of everything that's been trying to get a hold of us and all of our attachments. Father, we just pray that your Holy Spirit's work is done in our lives. I pray that we can just put down our ego, our self, our flesh. Help us to die to that today and every day, and to realize that we've been crucified with Christ. Father, I just plead the blood of Jesus over my brothers and protection over them. I pray that you send angels to watch over them and their families. I pray that you guide them and guard them in their ways. And I pray that you give them divine encounters with you and your angels, Father, and just show them how real you are and how involved you are in their lives. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen. Amen, guys. I guess we will see the trade play out. I open my eyes and it's it. But yeah, so we are up $1,345 on this account. I think we got to get it to 9,000, which is a 6% gain. But remember, we're going slow, 0.5% at a time. So we're only up like just shy of 1% right now. But yeah, we'll keep recording these. This is set to 1 to 2, so the trade's over, but I'm gonna record. We'll come back tomorrow and see if it did go 1 to 2 or 1 to 3, and we'll keep recording that data, just to have it in our back pocket. So, first time seeing a prayer work this fast. I love you, brother. That's hysterical. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with a real cash NQ trade, trying to flip up an NQ account while trying to steadily grow a prop account. We're going to be doing both. Literally the most conservative thing you could possibly do, get a high prop account and trade 0.5% risk, and then we're going to take a $250 account and we're going to try to flip it. So we're going to try to do real trading, and then we're going to try to do scalping and flipping, but still just taking one trade a day, being disciplined, not trying to do it in like a gambling style. We have a real strategy that we tested that makes sense, and we're gonna see if we can flip it up. We'll see which one we can do better with. That would be funny if we start making more money on the $250 cash account, though. That'd be hysterical. We'll see, though. We'll be back tomorrow. I know I've been rambling, but I love you guys. I really do. I love being here with you guys, and it means the world to me that you guys show up every day. It's helping me keep showing up, and I'm just excited to come back tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then.